Scorpios, welcome to my channel. My name is Ella and today we're doing your September 2019 monthly tarot prediction. So I'm so excited, monthlies are back. I know we guys took a break in August. I just couldn't honestly record anything, and I actually want to share something with you. Before I made a decision that I'm not going to upload August monthlies, I actually started recording them, and I started recording with you, with Scorpio. And the energy, to be honest, was just in such a, in a very powerful state, but also in a very chaotic state. You know, I recorded the video was very good. I saw some of you guys were having tower moments last month. Maybe some of you were in a situation with somebody, let's say you were waiting for a person to commit to you or something like that. Or even if you weren't waiting, let's say you wrote it off. For some of you, again, it's going to resonate. A person who never commits or whatever, and then maybe you found out this person committed to someone else or something like that. Some kind of tower moment, and it could be different things for all of you. I think was a collective theme for Scorpios. I definitely seen it in charts of people I work with, and I think it was a collective thing. But I think what also was a very beautiful thing happening for a lot of Scorpios last month is that a lot of you, has experienced this final stage of a transformation. Collectively, it was something like you've experienced, like you went through the very last bit of pain. And if you remember, July video was something like last time you ever cried or something like this. Go watch it. It might resonate still. And it's almost like there was this very little bit of this pain, and it's almost like the old version of you has died. Like you are not who you were, let's say 2 years ago. I know I'm not, and at the same time, somebody new and somebody powerful has emerged. Like for a lot of you, if you really have embraced this energy, a new powerful person has been born. And what I'm getting for a lot of you, this person who you transformed into, this new person you were reborn into, this person can move mountains. Like there is almost like you should aim really high at this point of your life, because there is almost nothing you can do, like the Empire State of Mind song. Like literally this is the vibe. There is nothing you cannot do now. Sure, there was pain, sure there was heartache, maybe you even lost part of your heart, part of your soul, part of yourself in that, but nothing is ever lost. It's just transformed. And you, I think, really, like I never really understood what Phoenix meant, I think, until last month, until this August. I mean, it's still going. I think this was the energy. This was definitely, the top of everything, the top of that transformation, the pinnacle of it. And the message that I was going to share with you, I felt drawn, is about relationship with pain. For you, Scorpio, nothing will ever break you and nothing will ever stand in your way once you learn how to develop a different relationship with pain. And I know, most of you will say, oh, pain sucks. I was the same way as well. I had a teacher who 2 or 3 years ago, I think it was more, I think it was 3 years ago, who told me that, listen, you're afraid of pain. This is why, you're so powerful, but you give your power away. And I was like, what do you even mean? Like, of course, anyone is afraid of pain. But it really hit me last month what it really meant. And maybe if you're not ready, and look at this at the bottom, we have 10 of Swords, maybe if you're not ready, you're not going to understand what this means either. You just need to prepare yourself. I think when it's ready, you will know it. But the truth here is, when you allow this pain in, when you understand how this pain is gift and how it makes you unstoppable, when you change your mindset about it. We are afraid of pain, right? It feels bad, it hurts, we don't want it. But once we start welcoming pain as something like, come on, give me more. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna transform myself into this powerful being who is gonna launch that $1 million business, or who is gonna become that superstar, who is going to go and be a powerful voice in my community and free maybe people who are suffering from something, or whatever it is you want. Maybe you don't want these things, maybe you want something else. Whatever it is, I think this pain, if you change your relationship with it, is going to make you who you were always meant to be, a powerful, beyond measure sign. And I always say this about Scorpios: we are the most powerful sign, because there's the only sign that in one life can experience so many lives as a Scorpio, the death and rebirth. Scorpio goes and dies and comes back without leaving this physical body. This is the power of our Scorpio. And I think because we often experience so many ups and downs in life, we in a way don't understand, like, you know, we become tormented, we become, you know, victimized very often by everything that happened. But really, it's hard to explain how exactly it happens. Maybe I'll try in the next videos. But guys, if you're gonna really welcome whatever you were afraid the most, let's say you were the most afraid in your life that this person will leave you, it was your biggest fear. Or let's say you were the most afraid that this person will be with somebody else or whatever, and here you go, you saw this has put you in this, in Ten of Swords, right? But where do you go from there? There is some point, you know, you can only fall as low, right? And once you fall, once you hit the absolute rock bottom, after that you rise. And I really understood what being a phoenix really is, I think, this month. Because once you hit certain degree of pain, that's it. This transformation, this phoenix-like transformation starts. And anyway, feel free to timestamp this reading, because, you know, some people like to go straight to tarot, right? And also feel free to check out my Etsy shop. We are launching second Etsy shop. New merchandise is available pre-order only, so only for pre-order. Pre-order meaning we're gonna ship it in September. I don't know the date yet, because you know, it's gonna be limited edition, so some of the things might sell out before it launches. So if you want to be one of the first to get the merchandise and different products, we're launching in the second Etsy shop. Feel free to pre-order it. It is going to be delivered to you sometime in September. It's going to be manufactured, and it's going to be ready sometime in September. So if you want to pre-order it, be one of the first people who get it. Go there now. There's a lot of amazing things that I myself, to be honest, cannot wait to get. So for myself even. So feel free to check it out. And anyway, guys, let's get started. Let's see what comes up. Your first card, Page of Cups. I feel like somebody who has Pisces could be returning into your life if you are dealing with a Piscean. And again, it doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It could be like maybe there was a significant Pisces in your life, a friend or somebody you always felt like you're here to do something. I feel like there's going to be an opportunity to revisit this connection. I also feel like somebody from the past, even if it's not Pisces, could also come back and offer you some kind of something like to smooth things out, is what I'm getting. It could take you totally by surprise. And I feel like somebody really here wants to kind of like wants you to be in a less angry energy towards them, wants like the innocence back, wants the innocent Scorpio back, something like that. Let's see further. I also have here the Chariot. So it could be dealing Pisces or Cancer. I feel like for you guys, there is an emphasis on forgiveness in your relationships. And for a lot of you, you're actually in this energy where you're like, you know what, I don't care anymore for anyone. I just have my goals, and I'm going to go after my goals, and I'm going to become the greatest Scorpio of all time. Some of you is this energy, but let's see. Yeah, I feel like you guys are pursuing some kind of creative endeavor, or if creative endeavor, again, doesn't mean to be arts and crafts. It could be something as business even as your goals, or prosperity even. Some of you are just so focused on it, like, you know, maybe it's also like in Western astrology, Jupiter is in your second house. So maybe you are like literally milking, you know, all of these pentacles. What else can I do this year? What are my goals? How can I just make sure I'm on my way to becoming everything I was meant to be? So for you, this energy is actually very good. I feel like you guys are in this energy where you definitely are very much, you know, in control of your life, because you, I think, overcame a lot of fears and a lot of pain, and you're now, I'm gonna be everything I was born to be. I'm gonna reclaim my power. Like, Scorpios are an amazing energy. August, I feel like, could have been very shaky, very painful, but as we move to September, as Jupiter goes direct especially, you better be sure that Scorpio is about to rise. Let's see who you're dealing with this month. Wow, the person is resistant who you're dealing with. Person is also, for some of you, I'm seeing a bit hurt. Ten of Cups. Queen of Cups. And the Three of Pentacles. You know what I'm getting here? It's almost like you guys don't even want to deal with anyone. It's like you guys are really focused on, I'm getting again for you, some kind of creative endeavor you're working on, or just things you're working on in your life. Some of you could be literally just redoing your house, redecorating something. Like you're focused on really your own bliss and happiness. I'm almost feeling like this person who you're dealing with is right now not in the picture. But alternatively, I also feel like if this is someone, you know, who was part of your life, if you have somebody who's trying to come back into you, they are going to try and offer you something they never offered you before. And I think it will have to do with some of the stuff you work on. So I'm not sure, take this as it resonates. With the World card, it's almost like you've completed a cycle, you've completed a chapter. Who you were before is no more, who they were before is no more. Something new is going to emerge. It's either going to be the end of it all, and I feel drawn to light Palo Santo, I'm not sure why. It's either going to be the end of it all, and you are in this energy where you're no longer fearing, you know, you're no longer fearing the end or something like that, or it's almost like like all of your worst fears have come true, and you're like, if this is the end, then let it be. I am not scared. It's like, it's you know, I was reading, it's going to be a bit of an extreme example. I was reading this book, amazing book, and I'm going to use some profanity here, but it's called Everything is Fucked by Mark Manson. Amazing book. And in this book, he was describing something about this one monk who, in Vietnam, I think, who lit himself on fire and was just completely still while he was doing that. So I'm not saying that this is you, but I'm just saying that maybe some of the worst fears of yours have come true, and maybe even like some of the things that maybe like a year ago, a few months ago, a few years ago would have hurt you so much, now you're looking fear or whatever these things are in the face and you're not bothered. It's like you're dancing through whatever life is throwing at you, whatever is happening, you're just like, it's almost like you understood that it's not this nature that affects you, but it is you who ultimately affects. You are in control. You are the ruler of your own life. So maybe this is what this chariot is about. You are in control. You can direct where this whole thing is gonna go. So, and it's also like I'm getting that for you, for a lot of you, this is the end of the cycle. It's almost like I'm getting like a lot of you could be dancing. I don't know, somebody taking dance classes maybe, or just, you know, there is like different forms of dance expression which help you release different energy out of your body. Or also it could be like some of you have recently reclaimed something creative. So if you were for a while not doing anything creative, you started doing something again. And because of this creative energy, it's like, when we are, by the way, creative, this is the closest we can be to the ultimate God, the creator, the universe. Not even through any kind of spirituality or healing. Why? Because in order in order to be like something, we must have affinity to it. And if you think about, you know, the energy of God, the energy of the creator, you know, it's not necessarily meditation, even sitting, but it is constantly creating. So when you're a creator, and I think Osho maybe said that, that like when you are creative, you live in God. So it is the highest form of expression anyway. So once you start doing that, it's like you are in this ultimate power, like you are totally, you know, in control of the situation, if that makes sense. You are in control and not in control. You are at your highest vibration. You are at your highest peak. You are like literally, you know, the star of the party, or the star of the party, I guess, the life of the party. It's interesting, like it's almost like you don't even care about this person anymore. I feel like you took something that you needed from them. Let me just see. Hold on. Who is this? At least, you know, in some way. Let me see who Scorpio is dealing with. Look at this. Death. Scorpio itself. Unless you're dealing with another Scorpio. It's almost like you understood maybe even that part of this person you were dealing with reflects you. So it's almost like they are you and you are them. And I'm not talking here in a, you know, don't try to, you know, tell me that this is about twin flame or whatever. Could be maybe, but what I'm seeing here, you understood that is this, whatever journey you're on is about you. You're like, it's almost like you're dealing with yourself. Or maybe you also understood something about the relationship with yourself that you have, that helps you now understand all of other relationships with others. Maybe you also healed or transformed something about the relationship with yourself, which is why every single other relationship you've had and any other issue in the relationships you've had has followed this pattern. Wow, this is probably the most powerful Scorpio read I've done so far. Look at this, the moon. And look at these two cards. I hope you guys can see it because my camera is a bit sometimes not focusing and stuff. Look at this cloaked figure and the death card. Now look at this moon card. Cloaked figure again. It's like you faced, again, I'm getting like you faced the darkest of your fears. The like something that you thought if it only happened, you would not survive. Something like that happened and you're like, hey, I survived. What song was this in lyric with? Oh my god, it's like, you know, was it in maybe like Destiny's Child, Survivor, where it's like, you know, thought you couldn't, like, what is it? I don't remember the lyrics. Thought you couldn't, thought I wouldn't breathe without you or something like this. Am I healing? But look, it's not a joke, guys. This is the time. This is about the time you rise. If you could not before, you will. And what I'm also getting here, you guys could have a significant Cancer placement as well. There is also a big release of, if there was any issue in relationship with your mom, big energy release could have happened. Some kind of ancestral trauma healing could have happened. Maybe something related to eclipses or full moons as well. Let me pick up something else here. 18, number 18. It's like also some of you guys, I think, have really learned to love your shadow, have embraced your shadow, had stopped to try and all the time, you know, fit into to fit into good category, bad person, this and this, black and white. It's like you've learned something from your shadow. You've accepted your shadow. You've accepted the darkness within you. And because now I almost get like, for some of you, maybe this was even energy in August, but it could be in September as well. It's like maybe some really dark side of you have come up, and it's okay when it happens, by the way. Sometimes when the darkest of what you can be comes up, once you look at it and understand that it's only part of you, that this is a trick that plays in your mind, this is only a part of you, this is not entirely who you are. And if this is a part of you, and if you have a consciousness to be thinking about it in the moment when you're facing this darkness, guess what? You are in control. You are still in control. When we are in these negative emotions or these powerful emotions, very often we feel like we are completely that. But if we remind ourselves in the moment, hey, I have this dark side, but it's only a part of who I am. This is what pulls you out immediately. Not even back to the light, but back to you again being in this energy of the Chariot. You in this energy, and you see how he here also has the black horse and the white horse. So we have all, you know, Harry Potter, we all have light and darkness inside of us. What matters is what we choose to act upon it, the Professor Dumbledore. But literally, look at it. Because ultimately there is darkness and there is light, but as long as he's following his north, his true north of his soul, he is in control. And sometimes, you know, our shadow is there also for a reason. It's the relationship we have. Again, pain is there for a reason, trauma is there for a reason, everything that ever happened to us is there for a reason, and technically it's supposed to be guiding us in the direction of our north node, our true north, but it's really a north node. So as long as you take all of what you are, the totality of your being, and direct it towards that goal, towards that transformation, towards that journey, and for that, look where your north node is, it will all make sense. Wow. Scorpios, I'm mind blown. You guys are like really stepping into your power, and this is not just like one of these reads where, oh, you guys are stepping into your power like every month. This is special. I didn't expect that. 5 of Wands. Could I have a conflict with them? Could have been in a conflict with also somebody who been missing in action. What does this person wants to say to you? It's like somebody here. Okay, let me see. Somebody who walked away. Somebody who walked away. It's like they also thought they lost you. Maybe they did. Like somebody here lost you, Scorpio. They walked away. But it's almost like, okay, I'm getting this really crazy message. I had a bit of a coffee today as well, so my brain is a bit also wired, but let's see. King of Swords, a person who was completely, a person who couldn't make a decision, and a person who was all in their head up thinking. They thought also, here we have here, I'm not sure if it's an eagle, but I'm getting, it's almost like this person thought they could, that you'll be there forever, but you're not. And it's weird because it's like they walked away and you walked away. And again, don't misinterpret this information or this message, because for some of you, you will not be together with this person. But you see how this person here is choosing to move away towards this full moon. Also the growth of the feminine, the rise of the feminine. And this also cloaked figure, which is you, Scorpio, I believe, is also moving towards this energy as well. Or maybe if you're dealing with Cancerian, a person who has Cancer in their chart. It's almost like you both walked away, but you're both heading in the same direction. So again, for some of you, it will mean that actually what you pursue in this world and in this life, what your actual goal is in this life is the same. And maybe for some of you, this path will cross and you will walk this path together, because actually you might be different. You might not always agree with each other. There might be so much of what this person does that you disagree with, and vice versa. But ultimately, deepest in your heart, what you want the most is the same thing. So for some of you, the paths will cross. For others, you will just pursue this path separately. But I still feel that you both were there in each other's life for a reason. If you have a person from your past, and you both are going towards the same. You have here, I don't read reversals, 4 of Wands and 9 of Pentacles. For some of you, you will also be settling or if you're already settled in some place, you will be also making sure you create the nest, the base for all of your goals. Because when you're pursuing some goals, you need to be in some space which supports that, which gives, you know, how to say, stability to what you're doing. With the 9 of Pentacles, very focused on the things you are trying to do in this world. I want to know about this too. 8 of Cups and the Moon. What do we need to know here? Mutual energy. 7 of Pentacles. So it's like some of you still waiting for something. Some of you will choose not to be waiting. But again, we have Ace of Pentacles at the bottom. For some of you, an opportunity will be there. For others, it's also about reaping the results of something. What are these results? Let's clarify the 7 of Pentacles. Something faded. Something you were born to do. Something you were born to experience as well. Faded change. A fate. And look at this. Finally I got it. Ace of Pentacles. Because it's almost like for this Ace of Pentacles for this golden opportunity to appear, for something, for this opening of this path to open, there was a lot of things that had to come together. I wanted to give you this message. It's very strong. If you get an opportunity to do something, don't blow it. I feel like for some of you, this is the second time around where there was some kind of very big chance you were given at something. And I feel like for some of you, the first time around, you kind of blew it a little bit. So, you know, I don't want to say that if you blow it this time, you'll never get another chance, but better not. Because it's almost like there's cosmically, for some opening, for some of you it's a relationship, for others of you it has to do with the work you do, with your own destiny. For some kind of opportunity, and for some of you it's an actual person, maybe you're meeting finally the love of your life. But for this opportunity to be there with Ace of Pentacles, so many things the universe has to conspire to bring together that this perfect alignment happens. So you've experienced this. For some of you, again, I'm getting second time around. So for some of you, you've experienced this when you were younger, already younger, I don't know, teenager or whatever age you were. But I'm almost, for some of you, maybe it was past life. In past life, you had this chance. So it's almost like I'm getting you given another chance. And watch my 2019 yearly prediction, by the way, for Scorpio. I was mentioning something, another chance given to fulfill a lifelong dream. Watch that video, please. Even if nothing resonates, I think this will resonate, this particular part of that reading. Because you're going to be given a chance. suddenly everything will start aligning again. Suddenly all the people will be sent your way. Suddenly all the different things, you will just start seeing this alignment. So please just make sure when this happens, you don't let anything distract you. You don't let your emotions get the best of you. You don't let self-sabotage get the best of you. I'm almost also getting that for those of you who were in a very challenging romantic connection with certain individuals that maybe some of you chose to let go for good, this was also given to you to really build your character, your strength, your relationship with your fears and all these different things. Because one thing is we have fears, one thing is we have anxieties, one thing is we have pain, but it's ultimately our relationship with all of these things that determines how successful we are, how good we are at what we do. Because everyone has pain, everyone has some degree of anxiety and fears, everyone has it. What makes one person one thing and another person another thing is the relationship they have with these things. So please, and okay, I am just so fired up for Scorpios. Oh my god. So it was worth it, because the thing is, I recorded your August video. Oof, it was very heavy video, and I was like, you know what, let me just not record anything for anyone. Let's just let this energy pass, and we'll meet in September. Okay? Justice. It's like, you know what, for those of you who get the second opportunity at something, first time around, it's almost like maybe, I don't want to say karmically, but maybe energetically, you haven't built up yourself yet. Maybe there weren't enough good actions you've created. I'm not sure what that is. But it's almost like this time around, you have more. Like you have accumulated something that now has its weight, which is why you will be able, even if you screwed up some things, don't worry, because it's almost like whatever you did, you did a lot of good things. It now has this very strong energetic weight, which is why you're given this balance now. But justice also could be for some of you a separation that is long due. For others, it could also be Knight of Wands. It's also about kind of like balancing your own, like when you communicate with someone in the month of September, try not to go, like not to be too, how to say, because justice is about mercy and judgment. Mercy is when we're too kind, too forgiving. Judgment is when we're too harsh, too unforgiving. Key is to find balance. The middle part is where we want to be. Because someone will be contacting you, someone will have a lot to say. Yeah, Ace of Swords. The next card I pulled, my video got disconnected, but with the Ace of Swords, it's the truth that you've been waiting for is coming out. Something that, next card was Seven of Swords, Knight of Swords, which was crazy, Eight of Swords, Queen of Swords, and Queen of Pentacles. So what I'm getting here is that whatever was hidden before from you, we had the Seven of Swords here, whatever was hidden comes out now. And it's like there was these two people who were in this energy. One person was hiding something, not telling something, and another person felt blocked because they couldn't trust themselves. They couldn't understand what's really going on. But because now there is no more hiding from the truth is coming out, whatever this truth was. Some of you it's happy news, for others not so much, I don't know, but it is a very powerful realization and honesty that's gonna come out, which is gonna clear everything up here. Something that's been long overdue. Eight of Wands, look at this, another communication card. And I pulled all these cards and the camera cut off, I didn't see it, and I was like, oh my god, so it's like, this is insane. Eight of Pentacles. What you're gonna find out is gonna forever bring you peace in terms of what you know. I feel like in terms of what you know about yourself, what you work on, also these things, there is some kind of project even in the making for some of you, or some kind of energy of working on something, and a manifestation. Ten of Pentacles and the Fool. Starting a new journey that leads you to everything you want. And I'm not even exaggerating this kind of things. Ten of Pentacles is everything you want. It's the tree of life manifested. And the Fool is that journey from 0 to infinity, from 0 to 10. 0 and 1, which is 10. the Fool is 0. The staff he holds is 1, so the 10. And it's like, you know, some of the truth you're gonna find out is gonna forever make you very clear about yourself. So if you ever been doubting your intuition or your intelligence or whatever else, you'll never be in a place where you doubt that anymore. You will actually rise to some, you will actually like rise to some powerful place even because of that. I don't know what this means, but you will be in this very powerful and strong energy. And especially what I'm getting here is also Queen of Pentacles is here, which I feel, I don't get third party or same sex. What I'm getting here is a sign, a woman, another woman in your life. It doesn't matter if you're a man or woman, but I feel like there is a woman in your life. She could be Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. This woman has something to offer you, something like a piece of information, a piece of advice or something. So if you have a friend who gives you something, listen to it. Okay, last card from here. 4 of Pentacles. It's almost like you're about to open a box. Some kind of box, some kind of door you couldn't open for a while. That has to do with your past, I think, as well. The past and the things that make you feel secure, maybe even something related to your childhood. You're finally getting this key to open this door. Wow, this is a very powerful reading, Scorpios. Let's take you an angel card. Within the next few months, let's take one more. What is within the next few months? Let go. Not the right time. Interesting. And we have here big happy changes. So what I'm feeling from this card is at the moment, you're letting go of something that you feel is not the right time for. Like if something just doesn't work, leave it. Because I feel like within the next few months, if you really focus on the things that we've been discussing here, you will see some amazing changes in your life. Like something that you've been working towards, something you've been waiting for is about to come to manifest. And I think it's going to be probably when Sun goes into your sign, to Scorpio. It's almost Scorpio season anyway, like, because whatever, September, and then what, next month really, you know, it's Scorpio already. So within the next few months, it's probably going to be something like you're going to start seeing already in I think in September even, but like in October, this energy will really come together. Let's take you one note from the universe, and we close the reading. Those you love, love you. Wow, I actually never seen this card in this deck before. To be beautiful in the eyes of another, simply forget they are watching. So first of all, somebody's watching you, I think. Somebody also knows you are watching them as well, if that's what it is. Somebody wants to tell you you are beautiful. And I think if there is a person that no matter how much you try to forgive maybe as well, forgive and forget, I think this person has always felt about you the same way. And you know, reading is almost over for those of you who are done, you know. I have this theory, and I strongly believe that whoever we love also loves us. Which is why I always give this advice, you know, to my clients. It's not about what this person feels to you, because the thing is, at the end of the day, how they treat you is the most important thing. Because, you know, a person may love you and still not treat you well, especially when we're in a broken state. And I resonate with this totally. When I was much younger, it's actually people that I loved the most who really got the worst treatment from me, because they triggered all my wounds, because they felt very insecure. All my insecurities would come up. People I didn't care much about, they, you know, didn't happen with them. So here I think what's important to understand is if you love someone, they love you too, but still, it's not like love is not enough, but it's not the only thing, because how a person treats you and where they are is ultimately more important. How you also feel about how they treat you. But my theory is that if we love someone, especially as feminine energy, it's because this person loves us. Because no way you can be carrying on for many years loving somebody if they don't love you. It's an energy exchange. But, however, what we need to understand as well is how a person ultimately treats us is also something that we cannot ignore. like I mentioned here, where is our Justice card? Balance. Not just one, not just head, not just heart, both. Balance. So you might understand somebody loves you. Don't doubt it ever. If you feel somebody loves you, just trust it, you know. But at the same time, how they treat you and how they act with you, what choices they're making, shouldn't be ignored either. So anyway, Scorpio, I think this is honestly not just for a clickbait, but it is the most, probably one of the most powerful reading I've ever done for Scorpios. You know, feel free to watch, please, my yearly prediction for Scorpios, because I feel like some of these things will resonate. Feel free to check out April as well, and whatever other reading you resonate with as well. Please don't forget to check out and pre-order if you're interested in some of our merchandise. I'm so excited to launch it in September. It's available for pre-order now, but pre-order means that we have to wait also for shipment so that it orders. So when you place an order, it's a pre-order. It's not that I ship it to you immediately. There's going to be still a few weeks. We estimate in September it's going to be ready for shipment, but at the same time I also will be so happy if you guys start ordering now, because it will be extremely limited quantity and it's going to sell out fast. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. If you have Instagram, don't forget to follow me there. It's Astro in Wonderland. Don't forget to participate in the giveaway. I believe it's still going. Tell me one amazing thing you did this summer for the first time on my Instagram, and I will be choosing a winner, I don't know, maybe tomorrow, we'll see. Thank you so much, guys, again, and we'll talk soon. Bye bye, guys.